Venezuela condemning the U.S. after American forces seized an oil tanker Wednesday, saying the country, quote, vigorously denounces what constitutes a blatant robbery and an act of international piracy. Meanwhile, the White House has not ruled out taking more oil tankers.
Was this a one-off, or is it safe to say the administration is taking a more active look at the oil industry in Venezuela, whether targeting other oil ships or perhaps Venezuelan oil production facilities in Venezuela?
Well, I won't broadcast any future actions from the administration, but I will just reiterate that the Trump administration is executing on the president's sanction policies and the sanction policies of the United States. And we're not going to stand by and watch sanctioned vessels sail the seas with black market oil, the proceeds of which will fuel narco-terrorism of rogue and illegitimate regimes around the world.
All right, so Fox News senior strategic analyst Jack Keane joins us now. General, welcome back. Your thoughts about this next move, tightening the screws on Maduro. That oil cost him $80 million. It's now in our possession. Is that a good strategy? Stop the oil from leaving and coming?
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously what we got to do is continue this. There certainly is a legal basis for this, as pointed out just prior to the interview. And the reason is this is a sanctioned ship, the skipper, and it's been involved in black market distribution of oil out of Iran and now out of Venezuela. So we have a basis to get it, and I think we should continue to do this and squeeze the regime. I mean, this is fundamentally about changing the regime out. The president's been very clear. He would like not to have to use physical force to do it, like two other presidents have done. 1989, Noriega in Panama also was involved in a fraudulent election and narco trafficking, and also a military dictator in Haiti in '94 by Clinton to put back in power a Democratic elected president, Aristide. We're in a very similar situation here, admittedly years later, but the circumstances remain really quite similar. And I think the intent is worthy here. Squeeze them financially and put the powers around him then will likely put more pressure on Maduro to leave. Take the exile ticket and free pass that the president's given you, because they're going to conclude that it's not worth keeping him here.
General, let's roll in while we speak all the things that President Trump's team has done to put pressure on Maduro. I mean, the sanctions, the 22 attacks, the taking of this tanker, and now they sanctioned two of his nephews who are looked at as drug traffickers as well. So the thing is, if this guy stays in power, he not only wins, he looks stronger. He stared down America and survived. So this has got to end soon. Now there's congressional pressure coming at the president. He says land strikes could be next. What would be the targets?
Well, they have plenty of options. I mean, obviously they can focus on the narco trafficking targets themselves, you know, where it's manufactured, the storage sites for it, the distribution for it, or they can target on government sites as well. So they have a number of options here, obviously, to deal with. And I think the pressure is going to increase here. The fact that the president is taking these other steps indicates he's trying to avoid the use of force. I think that's pretty clear. And yet he still wants the objective for Maduro to get out of there.
Absolutely,
so
General.
The objective is clearly regime change.
No question. Let's go over to Ukraine. We understand, according to ABC reports, that the Ukrainians have handed off a revised 20-point peace plan, and it does include giving up some land, of course, that Russia stole. Your thoughts about where this is heading?
Well, I think there's getting to be some agreement here. I don't believe they're giving up land to Russia, but I do think there's an agreement on how that land will be neutralized and become a DMZ, the disputed land in the Donetsk region. And the United States team, I know for a fact, is supporting Ukraine's position on what's acceptable to them. And I think that's the right path to take here. What we don't want to do here is, through negotiations, leave the Ukraine in a more vulnerable position for a Russian attack. And the second part that they're working on very hard is the security guarantees. And so our audience understand these guarantees have got to be firm and comprehensive to deter Russia from an attack. Listen, Russia has not changed their desires here. They want to pocket whatever concessions the United States and Ukraine are willing to make, and then at some point that's convenient for them, it is guaranteed they will try to reattack and take the country. That is their objective, and then expand into Eastern Europe. We can never lose sight of where Russia really is on this. So we have to put these security guarantees in place to credibly deter them. What are they? They have to have an air component to it. They have to have a land component with forces on the ground. They have to have a maritime component in the Black Sea, likely commanded and controlled by the United States. The Europeans can't do that. Rebuild the Ukrainian military and help them in their defense industrial base to be able to stand on their own. Put all of that together. That's a comprehensive package, and that will have some deterrence to it.
And Ukraine came to the table. I don't see Russia at all, but we'll see if that changes this weekend. General Jack Keane, thanks so much for all the work you do and all the cutting-edge information you relay. Appreciate it. Have a fantastic weekend.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.